Okay, had those videos run out a little bit long, so I'll be rather quick. This will be battery tech 1 on NiCad or nickel cadmium, NiMH or nickel metal hydride, Al-iron or lithium ion, and LiPo or lithium polymer. Battery tech 2 you should watch if you are an RVer or an off-gridder. That will be on lead-acid battery technologies. Now, we'll start on NiCad. NiCads and nickel metal hydride, you'll notice you can sort of fully charge them, and then all of a sudden, if you take them off, you can put them back on and they'll take more of a charge. What that is NiCad only takes 74% of the charge put into it. Nickel metal hydride only takes 76% of the charge that's put into it. Lithium ion and lithium polymer, some phones will continue to take a charge like that, but a lot of power tools that I've come across that have been lithium ion, you take them off the charger when they're full, you put them back on again, within anything from 2 seconds to 2 minutes they say they're full again. That's because they hold something like 97% of the charge that's been put into them. But you know, when your charger says that a NiCad or a nickel metal hydride's full, it's usually full. Also, if the battery gets significantly warm, I mean really quite warm, not burn your fingers warm, but not like, oh, it's running and it's just heating up a little bit warm. I mean, you're touching it like, oh, I didn't think it'd be, that's, you know, should it be doing that sort of thing. When it's that warm, regardless of what the charger says, it's full. And that goes for just about all batteries. Now, nickel metal hydride is considered like almost like an alkaline compared to the NiCad, which is almost like a carbon zinc. You know, the nickel metal hydride has a bit more punch than the nickel cadmium, and basically both NiCad and NiMH should be fully charged. When you charge them, make sure you fully charge them. With the NiCad, you should try to get it reasonably flat before you fully recharge it. Nickel metal hydride, lithium ion, lithium polymer, it doesn't matter. But NiCad has a problem that NASA found out in the 1960s after they put satellites in space, that if you've got, say you can run a device for 6 hours off a NiCad battery, you know, before the battery goes flat, but you're a bit pedantic, you always want your battery fully charged. You know, my old man's a lot like that, always wants his batteries fully charged. And you only ever use it for an hour to do a particular job, and then you recharge it, and then you use it for another hour, and then you recharge it again. And the one time you forget to recharge it, or you're in too much of a rush, or too busy, or whatever, and you just think, oh, you know, didn't do it, whatever, it's got 6 hours worth of charge in it, and then you go to use it for that second hour, you'll go, you know, you get part way through and it'll just start dying on you. You'll be like, what's going on here? It's battery memory. This is a problem with NiCad. Not nickel metal hydride, not lithium ion, not lithium polymer, not even lead acid. What it does is, if you only use it for that 1 hour, in the end it will only do that 1 hour, even though its capacity states that it should do 6 hours. And what's happening here is something you've done inside the battery by always recharging it after each 1 hour use, as opposed to letting it get really flat and refill it. The thing you can do to try and fix it and try and bring it back to life is to really flatten it really low. Keep trying, you know, use it, flatten it down. Let it sit for a while, an hour or so, and then have another go, try and get it really flat, and then completely recharge it. And you do that several times, and it's all right. Certain power tool manufacturers recommend doing it every month. For tools that are used daily, to do that fully flatten it and fully recharge it every month. But this is only with NiCad. Don't ever, ever, ever do it with lithium ion. Lithium ion is a bit different. When the battery chemical reaction going on in the battery stops with lithium ion, it is just completely dead. It's had it. So what they do is they put in a little thing that shuts off at like 5% or 3%, and when it gets down to that, it just goes bang, and it just cuts them off, and you'll be using your cordless drill, and it's literally like someone just turns the switch off on you, because I have it on mine. And you know, and then you might go again, and it just does a few more revolutions and stops again. This is the shutout. Don't keep trying to milk it. Just go and recharge it. Or just don't use it at all and get another battery until you get a chance to recharge them. But don't keep milking it for that last little bit, because you can really seriously damage them. And once it ain't fully flattened, the lithium ion, that's it, you've completely murdered them. Now, we'll talk about sub-zero temperature use. I have not experienced sub-zero temperature use with lithium ion and lithium polymer. I have experienced it with nickel metal hydride. When on a building site at one point, they would only go for 5 minutes, these cordless drill batteries, and then they'd stop, and you'd need to let them sit, change over, use another battery, go for another 5 minutes, that'd stop, and you'd change back again. I've heard of someone having the same problem in Siberia with NiCad batteries on an old video camera in the 90s. The way this is fixed is to keep the batteries warm. I mean, keep them below freezing temperature. The way this bloke, he was actually working for a proper camera crew for a TV station. He commanded everybody to go, and all these, you know, his boom mic people and all the journalists he was filming, all that. Here's a battery, stick it in your undies. So they're all walking around with a big lump in their pants because they were keeping the batteries warm. And that's how you fix it. You've got to keep those batteries warm if you want them to keep running through that. As I said before, I'm not certain how lithium ion reacts. With batteries, with lithium ion, you don't need to fully charge that. You can just put a bit of charge in it to, you know, if you're in a rush to get home or whatever, and your battery's flat, but you just got to do a few more screws. Whack it on and only charge it for like 15 minutes just to see if you can do those extra few screws, and you can do it and it won't damage the battery. It's fine to do it like that. And the other thing I should mention, all batteries, all of them, everything that contains a battery should have that battery fully charged at first use. You may notice that NiCad and nickel metal hydride, they're essentially half full already when you buy them. Lithium ion, I think they actually take more of a charge than they usually do. I can't actually remember, to be quite honest, which is a bit strange. But these batteries, all lead acid, everything, even your off-grid solar ones, your RV ones and all that, your lead acid ones, they need to be fully charged before your first use. That's why if I install another solar rig, I don't use it for a day, and I make sure it's a nice sunny day, but I still don't use it for that entire day, just to ensure that the battery's full before it gets any use. But that is absolutely critical with all your little iPads, your smartphones, all your boom, 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 your cameras and all that. Just hold back your want to use your new iPhone until you fully charge it, because otherwise you'll severely, severely damage it. Your battery will literally only last a few months and it'll be a bin job. But, yeah. Just something now, I think I've covered it all. If there's anything else related to these, it'll be in the description. I probably have forgotten something.